Hello students, this video will introduce you to how to draw the human face. This will give you an overview of a beginner method for how to draw the face. If you would like more information about how to, just draw eyes or just draw noses or just draw mouths, please refer to the specific videos in your Google Classroom. This will kind of just give you a general overview of the assignment. So this year for Women's History Month, we are focusing on inspirational women in our lives. This could be, someone in your family, somebody in pop culture. It could also be somebody throughout history. But you want to think about, one inspirational woman that you have in your life or that you know about that inspires you, because you will be pairing this portrait with a motivational quote. This video is going to focus on what I call the egg method, because it starts with an egg shape. Whether it is a nice oval egg or a more pointy egg is up to your individual person. So, look at the face of their shape. Do they have a pointy chin? Is it more rounded? That is your choice. And then we're going to gradually add features. And as you add those features, it slowly goes from being very generic, to more specific, focus on just who that person is, thinking about those iconic features like, do they have a birthmark? Do they have a nose ring? Do they have earrings? Do they part their hair to the left, to the right, down the middle? Do they have long hair? Do they have short hair? These are kind of questions that you want to be asking and trying to recreate in that final artwork. There is another method, the direct method, which often artists use. It is a little bit more advanced, but if you get frustrated with the egg method, the direct method is literally to just, start with the eyes and then gradually draw out from there. And you're just drawing what you see and trying as best as you can to draw everything that you see, all of the textures, all of the shapes, and working out from the face. This is a little bit more challenging, so I will introduce and focus on the egg method. The first thing, before you even get started, I want everybody to kind of take a moment to breathe and look at their portrait, and notice, what is the shape of her chin? What are those essential features that show the essence of Amy Sherwood or Malala? What is it? Is it their eyebrows? Is it their hair? Is it the way that they smile? Is it the glasses that they're wearing? What is that one or two iconic features that that showcase their look? Is it, Michelle's earrings and pearls? Is it the way that she styles her hair? Is it the flower in Billie Holiday's hair? What is that one or two things that is going to make your character very specific? The other thing, before we jump into the drawing, a lot of students get very anxious about this. So I want you to think about your drawing with a practice mindset. So before you even touch the pencil to the paper, take a breath and give yourself permission to make mistakes. Those imperfections and mistakes are what make you unique. It is what makes your drawing unique. The goal is not to make a perfect drawing. The goal is to observe your subject, see and appreciate those unique features that make your character beautiful. And then last but not least, like any form of practice, you get better with repetition. So the more you practice drawing faces, the better you will get. I personally am not the best at drawing faces, but I still try, and every time I draw a face, it's always a little differently. So with that, let's get into drawing. I'm going to focus on Amy Sherrill, but you can focus on whoever you have chosen in your life. So the first step of this drawing is I'm going to draw just the head shape of the character, or of Amy. So when I do this drawing, I'm going to kind of start with an oval. Now, I'm pressing very lightly on my paper. I would highly recommend that you press pretty lightly. You don't want to press too hard, too fast, because then otherwise it's harder to erase. Once I have, this oval is a little big, is a little too small. For this assignment, I feel like it might be easier, especially if you're doing specific details, to make your oval almost as big as your paper, maybe like 90% of it. And now I do want to take this oval and transform it a little bit to try and show her essential features. So she has a more pointed, a more, angular jawline with a kind of rounded bottom. And then this is a little too wide for her. So I'm going to kind of bring it in a little. And I'm just drawing up. I'm trying as best as I can to imagine kind of where the top of her head is, so that it's sort of like it's not totally where the hairline is. It's a little bit above where the hairline is. So I've just kind of focused a little bit more of my oval on that essential shape. The next thing, once I have this oval, I'm going to look for the line of symmetry down her face. In this artwork, or in this photograph, her head is a little tilted. So this line is not totally vertical. It's a tiny bit slanted. So it's like here would be vertical, here is a little tilted. And you can kind of see that the eyes are also a little tilted. Everything is a little tilted to kind of show that she's off to the side. Next, I've divided it in half top to bottom. I'm going to divide it in half horizontally. Again, light lines. Then I'm going to divide this bottom half in half again. And then I'm going to divide it in half a third time. So this is in half, and then this is in half. And then this, if I want to, I could divide it in half. She does have a higher hairline, so I'm going to move it just slightly above halfway. And that's going to kind of become where the hairline is. Once I have this general overview, I'm going to just start by trying to recreate just not totally specifics of her face. If your subject is wearing glasses, ignore the glasses for now. I'm going to just add like footballs for eyes. And again, in the beginning, it's not going to look like a person. Her nose, the key thing I'm just noticing, her nose is roughly as wide as her eyebrows, or as wide as the inside part of her eye. So I'm going to find where her eye ends, and I'm going to kind of drop it down, and that's kind of like where the edges of the noses are, of her nose is. And I'll just add the bottom part of the nose. And then from here, what some students do is they'll try to draw like both sides of the nose, and then it ends up looking like a triangle. You want to just really focus on one side. So I'm going to kind of pick one, and I'm going to just focus maybe on one side of the nose. And the nose does kind of come up to where the eye is. Next, I'm going to focus on where the mouth is. And in this instance, like if it was a closed mouth, I would kind of put it here. But her mouth is open-ish, open and smiling. So I am going to kind of draw the bottom curve, like the curve, and then the top curve. And then it's definitely all about this kind of line here and this line here. And then maybe add her top and bottom lip. But again, I'm still pressing very lightly. I haven't really focused on pressing hard at all. Now that I have kind of a general placement of where I'm going to go, I can start to focus on those specific features. So I am going to speed up the video a little bit so that you can kind of follow along. But the way that this goes is I'm going to kind of do eyebrows, then I'm going to put the glasses on, then I'm probably going to refine the eyes a little bit more, then I'll think about her unique hairstyle. So once I do those three things, I'll meet you back here. All right, so we are back. I did feel like I got some of the good essential features. As I work, I kind of paused before I wanted to show you this, but I slowly started pressing harder. Now is when, if you want to, you can go in and start to press harder with your pencil to kind of get some of those texture lines. Like maybe I really want to focus on her curly dark hair. So I'll kind of do some curl lines. I'm just trying to kind of give the appearance of texture and just kind of press a little harder. But then before I go in and do the hair, I do want to just quickly show you how you can just add this little bottom piece to just suggest that they're, have a body attached to their head. So again, you just kind of find where the neck connects to the head, and then you just kind of do a little slope. And in this instance, she's kind of got, it's like the top of her shirt. And now here, it's kind of, she's a little sideways. And as I'm working, I'm just trying to pay attention to like where the hair is in relation to the shoulder. So in this instance, I think I've made this shoulder too wide because it just comes to the end of her hairline. So that is how you draw a face. I'm going to just speed up the video as I do some texturing. The key things to pay attention to: use these guidelines for symmetry, because you do want to use the lines to help guide you so that the left side and the right side are kind of even, and just use them for placement. But once you have a good solid framework, you can erase those guidelines before going on and adding your final texture. So I hope everybody's safe and well. And I can't wait to see who you draw and how you draw it. Have a great day, and I'll see you all in class.